Hey everybody, we're back, and today we're going to be changing a power steering pump and a high pressure line on a Mazda. Having said that, let's get started.
This repair also applies to this era of Ford Escape, as it's got the same running gear.
That's right. For this job, you only need some basic hand tools and a few pairs of vice grip. Never hurt either, right? But you will require a power steering pump pulley remover.
Start by jacking the vehicle up.
And a jack stand.
Move the tire. Put some cardboard underneath.
Keep a drippy pan handy.
Now we're going to remove this undershield. We're going to use 10mm. There should be two. One right here, and one right here. That one might be broken.
Don't forget your parts bucket. There you go. Now we're going to remove the overflow bottle for the radiator, just to make it easier to see for filming and that, and it just makes it a little easier to work on. You don't have to remove this when you're doing this job, but we're going to. Start by removing the hoses. Now we've got a hose clamp remover, which is really handy. But if you don't have one of these, good old pair of vice grips works just as well. Okay, twist them first to get them work free, and then pull them off. If they're a little sticky, put a little oil on them and let it soak. Remove the two 10mm bolts. Twist it first. Oh, this one's a little stickier. There we go. Kind of break it loose like that. Now there is some fluid in here, so kind of tip it up so it's not leaking. And then pull the plug, and we've got a antifreeze jug just to catch any that's in the bottle. Okay, see, just like that. Just so we don't make a mess. Just going to zip tie those up a little bit. Remove this bracket on the high pressure line. This just makes it more accessible, and so you could see the pump better, and there it is. Now we're going to remove the clamp on the low pressure line. Okay. Oh. Just like that. Twist it. Now we're going to get the catch pan right below here and try not to get it on the belt unless you're replacing the belt. Take the cap off the reservoir. Just so it'll drain faster. Got our catch pan aimed nicely. Put him over here a little more. And there she goes. Just let her drain. Now we're going to remove the belt, and to do that we're going to have to release this tensioner, and as you can see, you just put it on that nut like that and twist. That'll release the tension on the belt. And I'm going to show you a little trick. Actually get a little better position on that. Take two wrenches, put them together like that. Then you've got more leverage. And now it is a little wet, but that's from the line going. That's not from us pouring the fluid out. We're just going to move this hose out of the way. Now we're going to remove these two bolts on the bracket so we can get the pulley off with the puller. Rotate that. Just go below the pulley so we got some clearance there. Forward, you want this one right here. You want to set this in the center. Now, using a 13/16 and a 5/8,
Two hours later.
Now we're going to start removing the pump bolts here. There's 4. There's 2 on the top and 2 underneath. And one, if you can see right there, shine a light on that, is right in front of the high pressure line here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the other 3 out, and then we're going to walk the pump out with this one, and we'll take that one out last. It's in a really tough spot to get at, and I mean, you can do it, but it's easier just to take the pump off and walk it out with the bolt, and then move it up here where you can get at it easier. These are 10 millimeter. Now we're going to unplug the sensor, and now you can see the fitting right there. Okay, grab onto the housing. You can take it off as a unit. You can take the line off at the rack right now and just take it and chuck it out, but I'll show you how to. It's a lot easier like that than trying to get in there. As you can see. Go. You see that's what's left of the nylon O-ring right around the base of the line here, but it's more than that. It's also leaking out of here, so this whole unit has to be replaced. Now follow this line down and you'll find a bracket right down there. I'm using this to point at it. Can you guys see that there? Okay, there's 2 of them. There's one here for the other line. We need this guy. So let's remove him. And once again, this is a 10 millimeter also. Got a few stendos in there. Now we need that bolt right there going into the rack on this bracket here. So let's go ahead and get him. It's kind of a tight spot. You can do it from underneath, but I think we can get it from the top. Oh, just like that. It's really a tight spot. Now we're going to swing the retaining plate off the one line and remove it. So just swing the retaining plate off like that. Grab the line. Get him up to the top there. And pop them out like that. Get your catch pan in place down there because there could be a little bit of fluid left in this line. There's a few drips there. And there's the old line. Open the bag for your new line. Now we're going to install our new O-ring on our line. There it is. Before you install your O-ring on your line, once you put a little light oil on them, or transmission fluid, power steering fluid. Put them flat over the top. I'm all covered in that. You just slide them on like that. Slide the retainer down to the bottom. Now we're going to remove these brackets and install them on the new line. Take a screwdriver or a small pry bar. Open them up like that. See how the tang goes through the hole and then you fold it over? There you go. Those two go together. Nope. Just like that. Like that. Okay, now feed the line down in here, and we have to go under the O2 sensor right here. Just like that. Make sure you go straight in. You don't want to bugger up that O-ring. All the way down. Sure seems to be. Now slide your bracket up and then rotate it around the other line like that. Now we're going to reinstall the bolt. Everything's seated nice, and it sure does look good. Don't tighten it all the way just yet. We've got it pretty much seated. Now we're going to put our brace back in place. Once you've got both of them kind of hand snuggied down, now you can tighten this line. So we're going to get our new pump out of the bag. Now we're going to reinstall the line. Like I said, it's easier to get at with the pump off the car. Same way we removed it. But you got to remember to put this guy in that hole now, because once the line's in there, you won't be able to get them in there. Remove the plug. Now, if you're just changing the pump and you're reusing the old line, the pump itself comes with this nylon O-ring. Can you guys see that? But because we have a new line, it already has it on it. We're going to keep that one for a spare. Once again, lube that gasket with a little bit of light oil or a little bit of transmission fluid before you install it. I'm going to start this by hand. It's another good reason to do it while it's off the car. It's really hard to get up from underneath, and there's not a lot of room to work in there, and you don't want to strip this thing out. Just bottom it out. Get it back in there. We'll do our final tighten. Just like that. Make sure that everything's lined up good, and it is. Okay, feed that bolt in first, and start him by hand. Go around and give them a final tightening up. Don't go crazy. You're going into an aluminum cylinder head. That's why they're just little 10 mil bolts. So just snug like that. That's all she needs. Now we're going to reinstall the pulley using the installer. Thread that in the end of the shaft. That. Now we're going to press that back on using a 17 and a 14 mil wrench, or you can use a ratchet. Make sure it's going on square, and it is. That's good. Now usually you just want to drive them in till they're flush with the end of the shaft, but just to be sure, kind of check your alignment with your pulleys. You'll see it when it's straight. You're getting close. Slow down and check it. if you want to check what you're doing. It's getting very close. Spin your press out of the end, and you can see how far you've got to go. And remove your press. Make sure it's moving freely. And it is. And reinstall the belt. Okay, and once again, we're going to use our little wrench trick here. A little more leverage. And go ahead and plug the sensor in. Going to reinstall our bracket. Pull the plug out of the low pressure line. Install the low pressure line. Fill our reservoir back up. Oh, spilt a little.
Now we're going to start the vehicle to get the air out of the system. To do that, we got to turn the wheels back and forth, lock to lock. Add fluid as you need. Look underneath. Check for any leaks. I don't see any.
Top here. Antifreeze up if you lost any. This is what we pulled out of the bottle. As you can see, it's still good. And that is that.
Clean up our undershield before reinstalling.
Yeah, that got a lot of power steering fluid on it, or transmission fluid in this case. That looks a lot better. And reinstall the liner. Snug them up by hand.
Remove the jack stand. Lower the vehicle. And tighten to 100 foot-pounds.
Always go around more than once just to double check. See, that one was a little bit loose. That's the one we started with. That's it for today, everybody. I hope you had fun watching. We sure had a good time doing this.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
And we'd like to thank Jenny and everybody at CTR for getting us the parts. And all of our new subscribers. Welcome.
Thank you, everybody.
Yay. Have a good night, everybody.